Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out another episode 1006 with my buddy Ryan Kemp. Had a lot of fun hanging with him, talking about his brand new podcast, Flying High with Ryan Kemp, and his Kemp's Hemp, his work in Magnificent Mullets of Lonedell, and all kinds of stuff we're going to get into on this one. Hope you enjoy it. Do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri, serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps out there, so come out and enjoy some of their beverages and get you some delicious food, burgers and nachos and flatbread pizzas and all kinds of tasty eats. And you can hear some great live music out there. On Friday, November 25th, catch Denver Wade Trent out there. And Saturday, November 26th, Matt Waltershed returns. Again, find their full concert calendar, food menu, and beer menu at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. And be sure to plug in with them on Facebook and Instagram for all the other information. If you need anything from me, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on the socials. Email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. And with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode with Ryan Kemp.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Ryan Kemp with the Magnificent Mullets, Kemp's Hemp, Pickin On Picknic. And you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. We're on Union, Missouri area now.
You're at the Brand Barn.
Yeah, hanging out with returning guest Ryan Kemp.
How's it going, Shane?
Good, man. Great to be here, hanging with you. Been a long time, man. I don't know. I was gonna probably should have looked it up, but
The last time we were together, I think we were like in a van in South City with Wayne and
steak night, wasn't it?
Jesse Irwin at steak night. It was like place Kickers.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, the steaks were good, but I don't know how long that place lasted, if it's still rocking or not.
Right. But that was definitely a fun one, and it was a little, those stories are always fun to, recording in a van or whatever random weird locations I've recorded over the years. And
We've come a long way.
yeah, right. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, this has definitely been a little while, and I'm glad to be here catching up with you today. We got a lot to talk about, a lot happening for you. You always got something going on. You always, between music and business and everything else, trying to do the thing. Mm-hmm. And now you have a brand new adventure into podcasting.
Yeah, I guess it's something I've always wanted to do. Trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, though, has been an adventure in and of itself. I started probably last January trying to get some podcast information out there on the hemp side of things. It was more of like an hemp industry kind of podcast. It didn't get a whole lot of legs off the ground, kind of seemed a little boring, if you will. Like, it was great conversation, but not for, I don't know, I guess the listeners that I felt like what they wanted to hear and what I wanted to bring to the table. I've got a lot of cool cool friends, a lot of cool acquaintances, and a lot of good conversations to be had. So it's just something that I thought flying high and bringing that to the table and express like how all of my cool friends and what they're doing, and like just kind of shine the spotlight on that a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, essentially that's how my show started too, was just like, I mean, I was already a super fan of music and everything, going to all these shows, and I had met all these people, and I was like, well, I just want to shine a light on what my friends are doing. And that's where it started, and then continued to snowball from there.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, the opportunities that present themselves once you put yourself out there,
Right.
and try to add value to the situation yourself. Then, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a magnet, you know?
Yeah.
People around you see what you're doing, they get excited and they want to do it too. And like, just seems like it kind of fans the flames a little bit. We've got such a cool scene. Like, it's nice to get some behind the scenes action and understand what's really going on, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, so Flying High with Ryan Kemp now on all your favorite podcast apps. You've had started with Drew Lance.
Yep.
That was a fun one for sure. Drew's been a huge part of this show for years, and he's just he's a great guy, great hang, and it's cool to see that he was number one.
Yeah, it was an easy conversation. It felt like, you know, the conversation itself didn't take that much work to,
Right. Oh, yeah.
to like pry anything out of us, or just kind of bullshitting on what's good, you know?
Yeah. And you got Ollie Crawl.
That was just kind of like, I don't know. We've bumped into each other along our paths, you know, and I know that she's going through a lot of changes. She's back here in St. Louis, and the family thing is something that is kind of striking close to home for me, with a little one on the way here, just about 6 weeks out.
Yeah, man.
And it was a great conversation with her, and I can't even remember who was. Cody was number 3. Yeah. We'll get more on that later, I guess.
All right.
Pat K was a great conversation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just it's fun, and I'm just starting to dip my toes into the water of what's available there.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Pat one a lot. I mean, like I texted you about it, and I was like, you know, he's just fun to listen to. He's a wealth of information, just you know, a great talk for sure. Like knows a lot about and he's very passionate about his music and what he's
Absolutely.
and everything else about it. So.
Absolutely. He's been on the scene for a hot minute, and producing shows that we all get to enjoy. So that was a great time for me as well.
Yeah, man. The first time I got to watch that is I've been a fan of both of them separately, Pat K and Ben Miller, and then when they joined forces as MK Ultra, like I caught them at Old Rock House a little while back, and like, man, it just blew my mind. Like, that was an incredible night, and getting to see them together and what they created. Like, I knew it was going to be great, but like, I was like, they took it up a level. Like, it was just so much fun. And
yeah, it's a whole package show. The visual components there, the music is there, and it feels like it's like something ingrained in our spirit to stomp our feet to the sound of a banjo.
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
And yeah, those guys, they played at Pickin On Picknic late night. I believe Saturday night was the late night slot 2 years ago, and it was a fun night.
Yeah, it was one of those, like I know they've been doing it for a little while now, and it was like, kept wanting to catch, you know, this one or that one. They did a bunch of festival stuff, you know, like that, and you know, I was just kind of kept missing it, and then finally got to see it myself, and it was everything I wanted it to be. So
yeah, Oak Steel and Lightning got to open for Ben Miller at Atomic Cowboy a couple times, and out in Washington we've got to run with him a few times. And I know that me and Pat have been talking about a Magnificent Mullets MK Ultra spring tour, so that's in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun to get out there on the road with those guys.
Yeah, it'd be fun to make some dates across the Midwest here and combine forces.
So what do you, I mean, you know, we're just getting the podcast going, but I mean, do you have you kind of laid out some ideas of stuff you want to get accomplished with it, or is it just going to be?
I just wanted to like talk to my friends, you know, and like kind of go through my Rolodex of who can I shine the spotlight on? And when I'm done with that, kind of just see where things fall. And it's already just presented opportunities with only 4 episodes published at this point. I've got a couple more in the hopper, but I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. I'm not like, I don't know, really out there pushing it full-time hardcore. I'd like to be able to release 1 a week, but life takes hold and you got to kind of just do it as it's available.
Yeah. There was a point when I was like probably obsessed with it. Like, but I was seeing results. So that's what also helped fuel that. Like but I started, after my buddy Chris stepped away and I started by myself, I just started recording all the time because I had time available and it was just being a guest. So I started just booking them all the time and started posting them like 3 times a week. And then it like got to the point where I was like, I kept that up for like 3.5 years or something like that. You know, I was like, just kept that pace going. But I noticed like especially as you're networking out that far, that fast and, you know, and everything else, like I started really seeing a lot of direct results.
But you can also miss a lot, I think, if you're moving that fast. There's so much stuff that you can't keep up with.
Right. And that's part of the thing, what I enjoyed, talking with Drew about it too, like the balance and stuff. Like, yeah, you can do all this stuff, but it's like, it's a really, you know, having to juggle personal life and work and everything else. And so that was like something that I've learned just recently that, you know, I almost lost it all because I was trying to do too much. And I was like, well, I need to make sure my relationship with my wife is a priority and everything. You know, it's like making sure all this in my day job too still and everything else. So it's like I need to figure out how to structure it better. And so finally I've recently I've been slowing it down to like, you know, maybe once a week. Sometimes I don't even post one because I just got busy with other stuff. And so it's not quite the priority that it once was. It's still a fun thing, but
how many years have you been doing it now?
8.5.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely, you can see results, you know, probably between like year 3 and year 5. It was like, yes, but to like still be waving the flag 8 years later, that takes some commitment, you know?
But yeah, I mean, like, not like anybody's like banging down the door like for more episodes or whatever. So, but I'm like, you know, I put them out there when I get to them and have fun. But I'm like, if I don't get one that week, then and it goes to next week or whatever, like
it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it used to be a big deal, but now it's like, well, I'll get to it and kind of thing. So I've been trying to make sure my own personal time's number one and stuff like that too. So
yeah, it's nice to try to. That's something I've been still trying to master, but definitely struggling with like time allocation and like budgeting how much time it actually takes to do something and actually getting projects all the way to the finish line. And then not missing out on like the little details that can really like, you know, when you go full send, you're going to miss some of those details along the way, no matter what it is, whether it's a design project or making sure you get the podcast out or, you know, number of things, making sure you make that phone call.
Yeah.
All those things can get lost if you're just going full steam ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So taking time to smell the roses, maybe that's the moral of that story.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And especially, if you got a little one coming soon, that's going to,
do you have kids yet? No kids.
No, that's why I was able to do what I did, like, because didn't have the babies still. But yeah, one of these days we'll get there. But
how long have you been with your wife?
We've been together 8 years now. September we celebrated 8 years. Went to Florida and hung out on the beach for a week together in Daytona. And
nice. I'm still waiting for my beach vacation.
Yeah.
It's coming though. I think we got one scheduled for February.
There you go. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was nice to get a little getaway. Just I got to go. Actually, went down to Orlando on that trip also to see Chili Peppers in concert. So that was a fun experience. Getting
just this year. Okay. How are those guys faring?
I mean, they sounded incredible, man. Like, and it was a good like leading up to it, man. I was really kind of nervous about it, like, cause so then the day we roll into Orlando. I mean, it's like, you know, 6:00 or whatever. We drove in, me and her brother Sean, and it's like just this massive storm rolls in, and they issue a shelter in place, and we're like, in the car, stuck on the road, and like everybody's trying to get to the parking lot, and the way that this particular venue is set up is like in the middle of a neighborhood, and so like there's really not like like a lot great roads leading into it. It's like all just neighborhood streets, and so we're all sitting there like on these roads, and then it starts like raining like crazy, and we have nowhere to go really, and water's rising, and people are posting pictures on Twitter like, hey, open the parking lot so we can get out of the water. We're like, about to get flooded out here. And it was a mess. And so like, everything was put on hold. The show was held off till things were clear and everything. And so I'm like, we finally get parked. We find everything else. They finally get us in the gates and all this stuff. And we're all soaking wet because it's still raining. And so like all this going on, I'm just like, man, I'm stressed and aggravated, and like just hoping that it's going to still be a decent night. I get in, I missed Thundercat opened up. I missed their set.
That's to do with the neon bass, right?
Yeah. I don't know much about, but yeah, I was interested to see them live, see what it's like, but I think it's mainly bass player. Thundercat's the bass player. And,
gotcha.
So anyway, yeah, so I missed that because they're still trying to get parked and everything, and I get in, and the Strokes had opened up. They were the middle act, and they were like, you could tell they were upset also that their set got cut short and everything, and then they like ended up they were making comments, and then like they went to Last Night as their last song, and then they like their lead singer like walked off in the middle of the song, and just like, and it was like really weird like energy that they just were pissed off about everything. And it's like, well, we also are pissed off, and now it's like now even more so. So
sure.
It was a weird night. And then finally, so I'm like, man, I really hope that Chili Peppers redeemed this evening. And then they did. They delivered, and everything you wanted to be. It was a good mix of old and new, and they sounded great. But yeah, played their asses off, man. They're I'm not like a super fan, but it was definitely one I wanted to like experience.
Yeah, I never like. I had the Blood Sugar Sex Magic album. There was like maybe 3 songs on there. I was like, yeah, Was Higher Ground on that album? Or that was on something different.
I forget now.
I don't know. I was never a huge fan of the Chili Peppers, but I can appreciate them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I really just want. I was excited about the live show, see what they had to. Cause I always heard great things, and it was a fun night, man. And John Frusciante back in the band, like he sounded great, and sang a lot of harmonies like all night. And
did he also play with Jane's Addiction?
Mm-mm.
That was the other dude, yeah, Dave Navarro.
Yeah. But no, it was cool, man. I'm glad. And my buddy, or not my buddy, my brother, Sean, I took, he's a big fan. And at the end of the night, he's like, had tears in his eyes, and he's like, that was amazing. And I'm like, that's what it's all about. Like, that's why I wanted it.
A band that's 40 years old still up there rocking it.
Yeah. I'm like, but he, the fact that he was moved by it, like, I mean, I'm glad that he.
Those guys got to be like in their 60s by now, I bet.
Yeah, Flea just turned 60 the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. They're going to be like the next Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is like, I saw a little, like, they've been sharing some old Instagram or some videos on Instagram, and there's one like, they got to be like 19, 20, whatever, they're very young at the time. And they're like just going nuts in this like bowling alley, doing this like crazy video and stuff. And it's like, it's just funny to think about, like, if you would have saw that act, and you're like, yeah, these are going to be one of the biggest bands in the world, still touring in 40 years and everything else. And like, you're like, what? Really? Like, they just, they put the work in, and it paid off. And they're, Did
you catch the Rick Rubin on Rogan interview? No,
but I've been listening to a lot of his Rick's podcast, Broken Record.
I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah, and he has interviews with all 4 of the guys from Chili Peppers. Also just did a follow-up with John Frusciante again. But talking about, they did one for the the first record came out this year, whatever. I forget the name of it now, but then they just did they followed back up with John for the new record coming out in October there. So
that was cool, talking about like how he could see in these like young kids, like that there was something there, even though they were like coming in totally fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just being able to be there in the moment to get the take that needed to be took to get on the record, you know, and being able to set musicians up for that. I like that perspective of the story anyway.
Yeah, he I mean, that's what it's all about, having somebody that just sees it, believes in you and stuff and wants you to put out your best product and stuff, man. So, but yeah, Rick's you know, it's fascinating to me, like listening to him tell those stories like that, and like, you know, just knowing that he was there recording with you know, Beastie Boys and Johnny Cash and whatever, you know, just like so many legends, you know, and greats in the business that he's been right there with his hands on all that music and stuff. And
yeah, not really trying to like force it, but again, just allowing for the atmosphere to be right. It's interesting, you know, the older I get, looking into like recording music, and that's something we've been really kind of like working at here over the past couple of years with the Mullets, of course. But recording music was always kind of a chore, I guess, when I was like, I don't know, 15 to 20, like still trying to learn my instrument and like not only how to learn how to play it, but how to record it properly, you know. I recorded a lot of music in the last 20 years, but it's not always about the performance. It's about the atmosphere too, and what you're capturing in the moment. You know, some of the best stuff that we've done, the record button didn't work, or somebody forgot to press it, or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's something you can't really capture when the magic is really, really snapping. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Cody and Mullets, and let's talk about a little bit of this project.
Dive down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'd heard about Cody Perkins, the man, the myth, the legend. Right. But we didn't really cross paths until, don't quote me on timelines here, but I want to say it was 2019-ish at the Holiday Inn in Eureka. Has the Missouri Bluegrass Committee's Bluegrass Jam first weekend in January, almost every year. The performances there over the years have kind of dwindled down to be a little less exciting in my book, but the jams in the hotel rooms are always like super duper fun. Get to meet all the old timers, and a lot of young kids would come out, and you could just go from room to room to room and get into a jam. But that year, Pickin On Picknic had sponsored a room, and we invited some of our favorite pickers from the picnic. In particular, I remember the Squashers had showed up from Arkansas. I can't name all the other people that were probably there that night, but the room was going good. It was getting late. I knew my dogs needed to really go out, so I left after briefly running into Cody Perkins there. But we had a live cam streaming live from the Pickin room wide to the internet, just to let people experience what we were experiencing there.
Right.
And when I got home, I was still on the live stream, but Cody was on there, and he was singing this song about gotta hit the dough in the Buckeye, gotta drive a truck with a bow tie, something like that. You know, I couldn't get it out of my head for like 2 months. I'd watch that video, and I'd even go back to that live stream because it was still archivable or something there. And I'm like, man, I just can't get this song. This feels like it should be the next Like a Rock, like for Bob Seger, you know, what he did there for Chevrolet. Like, this could be the new theme song for Chevrolet, and I got to figure out a way to make this happen, you know. So yeah, I'm up every morning. I wake up and this song's still like in my head, you know. So finally, I track Cody down, and come to find out we live in the same town, and I believe it was over spicy margarita at Trace Doritos that we kind of decided we should try to see if we could do something together musically. We didn't really know each other all that well, and I wasn't really sure how committed I wanted to be to another musical relationship because, it takes a lot of energy to be in a relationship with anyone, whether that's business or musical or with the ladies, I think at the same time I was kind of like going through divorce, and that was an opportunity for me to find myself way out in the woods and lots of bonfire jam sessions, having Cody over, and we did a lot of songwriting. He had a bunch of songs in the hopper already, but the producer side of me started to come out where we would shape these songs so that I could play along with them in a manner that the arrangement was something I could remember the next time we play it, Mm-hmm. About that same time, I believe Boss came out with the loop station, the 505 loop station. And I guess pandemic had kind of set in about the same time, 2020. We found ourselves with a lot of time out there in the woods at the loop station. And for those that don't know, the loop station's like basically an audio recorder that you can press a button on and record short segments and then play it on repeat in time and layer segments on top of that. And they put a lot of these loop stations out over the years, but this one had 5 buttons with multiple controls and effects and all the bells and whistles. So me and Cody spent a lot of time, like I said, kind of figuring out how to use this machine, at which point he got himself a machine. So now we've got 2 of them. And then we figured out we could link them together. And now we've got 10 buttons to press, Yeah. That only really caused more problems. We did several handfuls of shows where it was mostly all improv, off the cuff. There were some bangers of evenings and there were some like complete utter failures of evenings, but it was fun along the way. I guess through that course of 2 years of figuring out how to use the loop machine, we got probably 20 songs off of these improv jams that we are still in the process of trying to actually record them with a full band now, which has been kind of fun. I see that fly, man. So yeah, the loop station and me and Cody, we were just like having fun. We did we started the Magnificent Mullets as a duo that would use the loop station and some instruments to create a live improv show that had a lot of theatrics and stuff early on. We got to the point where we realized that these machines that we were using weren't actually able to produce the sounds that we wanted to hear for the audience. I don't know if it was like the bit rate that it recorded at, but just the audio quality coming out on the other side. There was too many hiccups in it for me to feel comfortable, like being like, yeah, this is what we're doing. It's fun in the improv setting, but the show needed to be tightened up for me to want to push it forward.
Yeah.
So we linked up with Kyle Ray, and we were trying to get him to come play drums with us. He thought the band was a joke, like Magnificent Mullets. What? Like, he didn't want to really give us the time of day. But I'm like, listen, man, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the stuff that Cody can do, it's like, it's lyrically unlike any music I've heard before. It's like better than anything I can hear on the radio. Not only that, but he can beatbox. He can play the jaw harp. He can play the beatbox. Or he can beatbox and play the jaw harp at the same time, which creates a really kind of, hillbilly electronica sound,
Right.
It took a little convincing, but next thing you know, we get Cody over into Kyle's studio down on Cherokee Street, and a couple taps of the button later, we got a beat going, and Cody's recording the Merrimack River Mud Walk into Kyle's computer.
Muddy water making its way down south. Catfish swimming with a big large mouth. Rednecks fishing off an all-wheel boat. They'd walk on water but their boots don't float. Get to the shore and lobby from a big boat fleet. There's an all-wheeled army on Arrowhead Beach. Catfish frying in a cast iron pan. Every goddamn person's got a farmer's tan. Get to the shore and their strides all strange. Bluegrass music with a Midwest twang. Knees bend wide, stands neck half cocked. Doing that Merrimack River mud walk. Shallow, gotta give it full throttle. Drink a half a bottle, and the live well's full. Sun's getting low, but the fish are still biting. Me and the old lady's fighting, 'cause she wanna go home. Snapping turtle snapping, crickets are cricket. Frog landings popping, and the moon is full. Snapping turtle snapping, crickets are cricket. Frog landings popping, and the moon is full. Oh, muddy water making its way down south. Catfish swimming with a big large mouth. Rednecks fishing off an all-wheel boat. They'd walk on water but their boots don't float. Get to the shore and their strides all strange. Bluegrass music with a Midwest twang. Knees bend wide, stance neck half cocked. Doing that Merrimack River mud walk. That river mud walk.
At which point we made a music video for shortly after with Brandon Sloan. And we released that last year. We got somewhere over like 20,000 views on that video, which I felt like was worth doing it. In that time, every gig that we've gotten that's been booked from people seeing that video has been like well worth the investment of making the video. It like, I don't know, it did something for us, you know? Yeah,
the video is a lot of fun. You guys, and I heard you talking about it a little bit too with Cody on your show on Flyin High about like the idea of like a line dance.
Oh yeah. So when I walked into Cody's house and he's got this on the loop station, he's like, "Bro, check out this song, the Merrimack Mud Walk." He goes into it and like all I could think about was like the boot scooting boogie or like the electric slide. Like, dude, the Merrimack River Mud Walk is the next dance craze that's going to sweep the nation.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to learn how to do it, there's some instructional videos out there on the Magnificent Mullets page, as well as the YouTube video, Merrimack River Mud Walk.
Yeah.
Also available on all your streaming platforms.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was listening to it quite a bit recently, and then on the way over, just getting in the mood and had it on repeat on my drive over today, and switching back and forth between that and Backwoods.
Backwoods, yep.
From the backwood, ain't got no money. Both times I'm down home, honey. 5 miles of moonshine running, chasing dust till dawn. From the creek banks, spring-fed buddy. Small town and big dream daddy. Back roads and mud tires on them, drinking till the bottle's gone. From the backwood. I'm from the sticks of a lonely dale, foothills of Missouri where the red fox posts his bail. Backwoods and hollers and barbed wire fence. Ask me if I get down, I'll just plead the fifth. I'll drink a pint of shine, proof 125, hit the gravel in
sky, sunset and stars in the full moonlight. Drive down to the river, get fire lit up. Pull the kayak out from the bed of the truck. Pull the jug lines, grab us some Andy's red. Cast iron fried catfish up in the pan. Light the bonfire just to keep mosquitoes away. Shadows casting on the water in a magical haze. Where the days are lazy when the work ain't hard, but the sweat drip heavy when you get shit done.
From the backwood, ain't got no money. Boat thousand down home, honey. Bonfires and moonshine running, chasing dust till dawn. From the creek banks, green fit buddies, small town and big dream gutting. Back roads and mud tires, I'm man, drinking till the bottle's gone. From the backwood, from the backwood.
There's something about a life lived down in the sticks, where the Walmart parking lot's packed with hicks, where you hit the deepest mud hole just for shits and grins. Gone fishing with a couple of friends, in a tree stand chilling, just watching the crops, with a 30-06 steady smoking some pot, and the cornfields packed with whitetail, deep freeze full, working for the light bill. We get down in these old small towns, we drink moonshine, can't afford a bottle of Crown. We ain't got much money, but we got much soul. Never leave no neighbors on the side of the road. You can't buy loyalty, you can't buy friends, can't buy trust, you gotta earn that shit. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy trucks, and you can't buy peace, but you can give no fucks.
Backwood, ain't got no money. Boat thousand down home, honey. Bonfires and moonshine running, chasing dust till dawn. From the creek banks, spring fed buddies, small town and big dream gutting. Back roads and mud tires, I'm man, drinking till the bottle's gone. From the backwood.
Which is also available on your streaming services. And
Yeah, we've got a couple more tunes in the hopper. Like I said, we're trying to get all of these songs recorded, but it's like herding cats over here with the Mullet fam. It's just like, that's all I can say about that. It's fun, man, but it's like,
Sure.
there's a lot of work that goes into it, and we're trying to be as DIY as we can about it now too. The technology these days is making things easier and easier for you to be able to do it yourself, but there's still some learning curve in that. But we're trying to get like maybe one song a month as our planned drop. Try to get as much legs out of the material as possible.
yeah, man.
There's no shortage of material by any means. It's just getting it all, the finishing touches, you know.
Right. Yeah.
We did get accepted to, we're going to play at the Backwoods Festival next spring with like String Cheese Incident, Lettuce, Big Gigantic, a pretty big bill to be on for a band that's just a couple years old. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think it's a lot of fun that what you guys are doing, the music you're creating is you know, it's just catchy, it's fun, it's country, it's rap, it's like
it's alternative, hick hop.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything in there, and it's you guys just did a little party over the weekend at Blue House.
Yeah, have you been to that venue yet?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool spot.
It's a nice room.
Yeah.
We did it with our friends at Cluster Pluck. It was a great time. We created the first annual Magnificent Chevy Cruise. Just kind of put it out there to see if we could get, like, Cody's got like 6 or 7 songs strictly about Chevy, like I was saying earlier. But we had like 30 trucks show up, a couple cars, but mostly trucks, vintage, modern, lowriders, 4x4s. We got together to make a music video for the song Chevy Bug. And Blue House Theater, man, what an amazing venue. The staff, the folks there that took super good care of us. It's built by musicians for musicians is what it feels like, you know.
Yeah.
They it's got a really nice space, 200 seats. So it was cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot out there, and been to a couple different shows, and I like also that they're, it's 20 minutes from my house or so, and so it's nice to have something a little closer to home, bringing original music out that way. And
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate any place that's willing to bring original music and believe in the artist to do the art and not just think that everybody wants to go see a cover band. We appreciate those songs, but we can hear them on the radio.
Yeah. Yep. But it was so you guys made a whole day of it. You had a before and after party.
Yeah, the Social House 227 right down the street got tipped off that we were playing, and they did a special dinner, the Mullet Man special dinner, which consisted of backwoods catfish with Merrimack mudwater sauce and Chevy bow tie pasta.
Look at that.
So it was primo. I stopped by. We probably brought about 60 people over there to mow down on the dinner. And then we went and rocked out the show. And then we had the party in the back, after party, at the same spot, Social House 227, where Cody attempted a loop station set, but you had to be there to. It ended with a couple flat tires and a busted radiator. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. Do you ever think that there would be a whole meal named after you guys?
No, but I was happy to make, we're all about taking the joke way too far. If you don't have a mullet when you play in the band, you have one when you leave.
Yeah, right.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. I was laughing about it the other day. I think it's a couple years old now, but SNL did a sketch about the mom cut. Every mom's got the same haircut, cut when they cut it short and stuff, and and they were you don't choose it, it chooses you, and that kind of thing. And so it's all of a sudden in the middle of the sketch, one girl gets her hair just on they cut to it, and it's oh my God, I love it. It's and it's just funny that. So I was thinking about that as far as the mullet, that you're just in your band and all of a sudden the mullet chooses you, and so
yeah, it's what was I gonna say there? You either hate it or you love it.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to put your music out there and you want to be a country artist, or you want to be a country rap artist that only likes mullets and drives Chevy trucks, who your audience is, right? Specifically, versus country's pretty broad topic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
Flannel shirts and bonfires.
Yep.
You got the country going on.
Yeah.
Smell that smoke.
All right. Sipping on a Fireball or something, or we'll write a country song right now.
I got the notebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Blue House Theater. They've also got the Hemp Can of Freedom Cherry Bomb.
Oh, nice.
I just dropped off a case there
you
at
go.
the show. So if you're in the area in Warrenton,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that too, man. I think it's cool to see you getting, into various lines of business. Like I said, we talked your podcast, music, but you've also been doing Kemp's Hemp, and then now with the can of drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how that all came about.
yeah. So Kemp's Hemp started out as I kind of got turned on to the CBD side of things after being a well-known cannabis consumer for many years. My dog caught a fungal infection called blastomycosis. He got from sniffing the dirt in the Merrimack River Valley, which caused me to have to go to the vet, take the dog there, try to figure out what was going on with him. His eye had all got swelled up and goopy, and his paws were all swelled up, and he was coughing like a human, and the vet didn't know what was going on with him. Second, third visit. Finally, they took some samples out of him. That was, it turned out to be this blastomycosis, which, like I said, was a fungal infection. So we got him on the right diet and got them on the right medication. But in between the second and third visit, a friend, Todd Leifer, he brought over some CBD peanut butter. We fed that to the dog, and within a couple days, like, it was a big difference, like huge difference. I got pictures on my phone I can show you. That really opened up my eyes to what the possibilities of CBD are. Around that same time, after we had acquired some for the dog, we acquired some for ourselves and started making some like lotions and hand balms with the product. Those seem to be like super duper effective. So yeah, we made a bunch of balms, Kemp's Hemp balms. We really thought that's where we were headed with it. About the same time, Josh Loyal showed up with his range of CBD beverages, which we're always sampling in and out of Pop's Blue Moon and trying these drinks, and finally came across, he brought a CBG beverage to the table. And my wife hasn't drank alcohol and going on like 5 years or so now. I guess by the time me and her hooked up, I started laying off the alcohol, and I've been off of it for close to 3 years now, I guess. But once we found the CBG drink, we're like, wow, this is like something that is a noticeable difference of a feeling. It's not inebriating in any way, but definitely has like a similar social lubrication like alcohol would, but without the inebriation or the feeling that comes with the alcohol side of things. So yeah, CBG, we were like, man, this is something we're interested in putting the Kemp's Hemp brand on and rolling with that. So we got that ball rolling. The Delta 8 THC drinks became an option as well, which is a legally hemp-derived THC beverage. It's got 20 milligrams of THC. We had a peach and mango flavor available in that, as well as lemon and mango in the Kemp's Hemp CBG seltzer. So that was about four different SKUs we had going on. Along the same time, another friend brought another product to the table, which is this topical pain relief spray. It's a CBD spray, 1,000 milligrams or 2,000 milligrams of CBD that's been isolated and micronized. And that, along with organic peppermint essential oil sprayed onto your skin, can offer amazing results. I've seen it work on anything from arthritis to joint pain, muscle pain, trigger finger. I've seen it work on poison ivy, bug bites, mosquito bites, trigger bites. It speaks for itself. So we started doing events where we were letting people sample the drinks, sample the spray. And it really seemed to be like, hey, we're onto something here. Like, people are seeing benefits from this. Again, this is all kind of happening post-pandemic or into 2021. And with the music festival happening as well, the Pickin On Picknic that I produce, we just thought it'd be great to try to get these drinks out to the people and have a perfect launch pad at the music festival. And since then, we've got, close to 70 stores in the St. Louis, Columbia, Springfield, a little bit over into the Belleville area that are carrying the drinks, carrying some of the sprays. We got an online store at kempshemp.co. This year, we released Drink Free, which is another CBG beverage. We've got Limon, or passion fruit. These are 20 milligram CBG seltzers that are organic botanicals for the flavoring, sugar-free, no artificial sweeteners. Pretty much like the cleanest way you can get the medicine in without any artificial colors or dyes or any of that kind of stuff you might find in a gummy or similar product in that way. The drinks are also micronized, so you can feel them about 10 to 15 minutes after you consume them. And then just 2 weeks ago, we released the Can of Freedom Cherry Bomb, which is, again, 20 milligram THC cherry flavored seltzer water. Super duper effective, super duper tasty.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, you're starting to see these pop up at local spots like the Silver Ballroom or the Waiting Room, or definitely can get them at Pop's Blue Moon. Hoping Oyster Bar picks up the the ball here soon. But
yeah, I think that's super cool, man. I'm glad that it's going well for you and that people are, supporting the product and things, that it's branching out farther and farther.
Yeah, it's really amazing to hear the different stories from people and how it's helped them. One lady came up to our booth at a homestead convention we did, and we had met her the year previously when we did it. I think we ended up delivering her like 5 cases of the Can of Freedom, and she came up to our booth about 6 months after that and was like, "Hey guys, I just want to thank you. You helped me get pregnant."
Whoa.
Like, whoa, like, what do you mean? You drank too many?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it like helped loosen up some sort of pelvic muscle or something that like opened up the door for the pregnancy to happen. So she was like super thankful, and that was not my intention with, putting this product out there by any means, but hey, if it's helping people, it's helping people.
Can of Jam, getting people pregnant since 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I'm glad that worked for her. That made whatever.
Yeah, it might work for you too. So you better be careful.
Yeah, watch out. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun no matter what line it is. It's just cool to see people getting passionate about whatever it is they're into and chasing that thing. And so
yeah, I'm definitely got a lot of squirrels in my peripheral. Like. It seems like I do work seasonally. I kind of get geared up for Pickin from January to July, and then after that, I don't really know what to do with myself. So I'm out selling drinks, and then all of a sudden winter comes, and got to be thinking about music for next year. And it's a cycle. I've kind of been in the rat race for a little while, but things are going to be changing soon, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said Ryan, kempshemp.co.
Kempshemp.co, yeah.
We can buy all
Couldn't afford the .com just yet, but
we can get all the beverages and balms and everything you said online there.
Yep.
Very cool, man. Yeah, get out there and grab some of that. Check it out.
And the Pickin On Picknic Music Festival is definitely going to be July 6th through the 9th in 2023. We're working on that lineup now, and tickets will be on sale for that at pickinfestival.com, I believe January 1st.
All right.
Do you want to save the date for July 6th through the 9th?
There you go. A little insider tip.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm ashamed to say that I haven't been to the festival yet. It's tricky for me with my lifestyle to commit to a whole weekend out and stuff, camping and things. And I'd love to do it all. It was just hard with work and everything else. But I would definitely need to do that. I need to plan on being there this July and finally take it all in and officially and stuff. And
For sure.
So yeah, that'll be fun. I know you always get a stacked lineup of all of our favorites and things. So
yeah, we try to make sure we keep it fresh every year and also bring back the crowd favorites as well.
And you do a good job of mixing local and regional, national acts and stuff. I mean, so you got a lot of different flavors to choose from there and stuff.
Yeah, I think, that also is, again, kind of a platform that I look forward to be able to put my friends on the same stage as some of our, the people we look up to in the music community. So
yeah, that's what I mean. And I always say some people use the way they use local music sometimes bothers me, that it's like it's less than or something like that. And I'm like, that goes to show exactly that. Like you can put them on the same stage as some of these greats, and they're going to fit right in. They're going to they belong.
Yeah, especially in St. Louis, man. I mean, we're so blessed to have the type of music scene that we do here in every single genre imaginable. There's somebody that can pretty much blow you away right here in our town.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that with all the music you've seen and all the people you've got to talk to.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a reason, these are all most of what I listen to today is, people from St. Louis, and just mostly because of the show, just constantly, but doing homework and stuff. But it's also everything I love. It's all great stuff. It's not, and it's super fun for me to go see it a couple times a month or a week or whatever. Most of them are playing out a lot, and
you go to any other town, man. It's not like we got it here.
And not only like any night of the week, you can go out on a Monday night in St. Louis and catch some of the greats playing for free somewhere, you know?
Yeah. It, we are pretty blessed, man. And I think about that a lot too. I'm like, cause I don't know any different. I've never been to another city. So I often wonder about that. Like, is our level that high where I think it is, or is it partly me being biased that I think my friends are that good compared to other cities, or does everybody feel that way about their own city kind of thing? You know, it's
I mean, I think that we've got like so many different influences that get spread through St. Louis that there's so much crossover in the sound and diversity that, I don't know, it's just hard to beat. And I spent a lot of time in Colorado, and there's music there, but it all just, I don't know, it doesn't have the same grit and soul, I feel like, or even Nashville for that matter. There's tons of music, tons of great musicians, but like, where's the heart and soul? That's what I'm looking for, you know. And that's something I can say about Magnificent Mullets music. It is 100% authentic, all-American music.
Well, heart and soul.
Yeah, from Lonedell, Missouri.
Yeah, man.
Putting it on the map.
Yeah. I know I already I sent it out to my brother. He's big on this kind of sound that you guys are creating.
It's definitely not new. Somebody told us we sounded like Bubba Sparks.
Oh yeah.
I haven't listened to that in a long time. I can't remember what the single was, but I'm gonna have to look it up after this.
Yeah, he had a couple pretty good ones. I remember. That's funny. Somebody Bubba Sparks couldn't. Dustin listens to like Upchurch and some guys like that, and so I was like, hey, he might this might be up your alley, and he's like, yeah, I can listen to this, nice. And so he's into it now too. So that's what it's all about, man. Just giving some people a chance, and maybe add it to your favorite playlist and give it a spin.
Awesome, man.
So we the festival. Coming in July again. You can find more Pickin information on the
pickinfestival.com.
Yep. And you got your Facebook and Instagram pages and stuff.
Pickin Festival, yep. You can find us out there. And get plugged in with that, and keep an eye out for more info. And Ryan, I keep wanting to say Ryan, but kempshemp.co, and for your beverages and your balms and sprays. Free shipping.
Nice. Yeah. I got a couple of questions I wanted to ask you, get your take on some of this stuff.
Sure.
These are a little more silly, but they're fun for me, and get your take on some of this, because it has been a while since we spoke. But all right, what about the day comes along, you got a Ryan Kemp action figure. What would you like to see as like your 3 accessories with your action figure?
Well, you're definitely going to need a Pickin On Picknic hat.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to need a Can of Freedom cherry bomb in your right hand. And you're probably going to need your Bible in your left hand.
Yeah.
Yep. You're going to need all those things.
All right. And balance. Got to have one in each hand. Yeah, that's I don't know. It's just, these are silly things to think about. Like I said, with
I've already planned out the action figures for the mullets. So,
yeah. What's you
have
to save it for the box set.
You have to wait. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta. No spoilers here. All right. What about even as far as the podcast and stuff? You've been working with some cool people, the festival. On all this stuff, but do you have a dream duet or collaboration that you would like to be a part of? Is there a certain somebody out there that you've been wanting to work with still?
Like just someone I want to work with in general?
I don't know. I think of it as music, recording a track together and stuff. But I mean, whatever it might be, if there's a certain even a business collaboration, is there?
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of this guy Malcolm Springer to see if he'll mix our next track.
Yeah.
I've worked with him years and years ago with Cavo. Remember that band?
Yeah.
Did you know I was in that band?
Yeah, I think
we've had that conversation. Yeah. You've had them on the show, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 But yeah, Malcolm, man, I think he's got the ears and the fingers on the dials we need for this next track. So
Yeah.
that's my dream collaboration. I've been hitting him up for years. He said he was going to listen to my track this morning. So
All right.
we'll see if he hits me back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that's fun. Like some, just kind of having that outside perspective on some of that. Having somebody like that to offer an ear to see how they want to push it and stuff. And
Yeah, it takes all different types of people to do the different things. And if you're really good at X, Y, and Z, you should do X, Y, and Z and leave the ABCs for the people that know the ABCs. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm all about that too. Like when I'm doing stuff, whatever art or, trying to get shirts made up or whatever it is, I know I have friends that excel in those certain fields that are way more than I.
Yeah. It'll be a lot less headache if you just send it to the right person.
So I rely on the people that are talented in that field to do what they do. And it's way easier than me trying to figure it out myself. And, plus it gives them some business too and stuff and everything. So makes the world go around. What about all right, you still go to quite a bit of music and stuff and concerts. And then what about if you could go see a band in concert and you're like front row and they pull you up on stage and they say, Ryan, we want you to, sing this song. What would be the band and the song you would like to sing with the band? Like
It'd probably be Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be any of their songs, man. I'd sing them all.
Yeah, I was jamming a bunch of Bob Seger the other night, man, doing Night Moves and
Night Moves. I really I can sing Night Moves,
yeah,
man.
it's a classic.
It's a little too tall, could have used a few pounds.
Oh yeah, get it.
Top pants points harder than now.
Yeah, man. I got to see Seeger and Joe Walsh opened up, and
I think I was there
at Enterprise Center.
Yeah, I was there for that.
That was a cool night.
It was.
He's man. I mean, even getting up there, he still sounds great and puts on a hell of a show and stuff. So, but yeah, one of the best from he's Flint, Michigan, I think, or something like that, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Also, that's another time I saw Seeger. Whitey Morgan opened up. That was how I first got introduced to Whitey Morgan.
Nice.
So, and then getting to see him at Off Broadway.
We opened up for Whitey Morgan.
Yeah.
At the Ready Room.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't even wouldn't even look at us, man.
Right.
He just kept his head turned the other way.
Yeah.
He partied with his band. Actually, I think his band ended up coming back to my place, but the guys, he never.
Yeah. I can kind of get that. I get that kind of like he. Yeah. That's funny though. He's a dick. But no,
maybe he's just having a bad night.
Yeah. Well, I do try to be considerate of that. There's a lot of people I meet and I'm like, not always the best experience. And I like to realize that, we are all humans. You never know what kind of personal shit people are going through on any given day and stuff. So I try to be, the best version of myself I can for every day. But, sometimes people don't handle it the best and they might comes out and you might think that they're a dick or whatever, but might just be having a bad day.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's funny though. Who wouldn't even look at you? All right. What about you? If you could have a superpower, what would be your name and your superpower? You think if we had if Ryan Kemp was a superhero?
What do you mean if I was?
I mean, if you want to reveal your true identity.
Yeah, maybe if I could just exploit the superpower that I already have, which is connecting people.
Yeah.
I'd be like Ryan the Connector.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have the ability to connect people that didn't know that they needed to be connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep, man.
It is deep.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be an interesting comic book. Let's try to make
Conductivity.
Yeah. What about fictional band? Is there a certain fictional band from movies or TV that you always wish you could actually see live?
That's tough. I didn't really watch a whole lot of TVs and movies because I was listening to music.
Yeah.
But trying to think of that. The Spinal Tap, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, they never really played out, right?
No, I think they have, but not like a lot. Yeah, I think they've. But that definitely would be a good one.
The Magnificent Mullets of Lonedell have an alter ego band called the Rowdy Rat Tails of St. Clair that does all punk metal versions of Magnificent Mullet songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look for her album coming out soon.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta make it to a show, man. I'll be either one of those shows.
We don't even have another show on the books. I've got a hold in late spring, early summer in St. Louis, but we're just gonna like hibernate for the winter and groom our mullets out real big and magnificent for next spring.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more tunes coming out and get some of that. So that one that you had stuck in your head, that's still
unreleased.
Still unreleased.
Yeah, it is. It's sitting here on the computer. We got it's close, but needs drum tracks on it right now. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, yeah, man. It'd be interesting to see. Fast forward a year from today, where we turn on the TV and there's a.
Yep, we've already been reaching out. If you know anyone, if anyone listening to this works for Chevrolet on the local level or a corporate level, feel free to reach out.
We got your next theme song right here.
Yep.
Yep.
We just want them to pay for the music video.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a buddy. I just had him on the show. Matt Jordan. And he wrote a song called Wrangler, and he's like talking about selling his old Jeep Wrangler, but he's keeping it and stuff because it's so much memories and stuff, and then he shot this like real pretty music video up in the mountains in Colorado, and so it even looked like a Jeep commercial and stuff, and they and just recently they shared it on their socials and stuff, so they gave him a little shout out and things, and I don't know if anything else is going to happen after that, but it's pretty cool that Jeep's giving you a shout out and stuff.
For sure.
And so
for sure.
Yeah. So it does happen, man.
We're in the land of content.
Yeah.
Land of content.
Yeah. So I hope maybe that'd be pretty wild though, man. Be cool to get a hold of Chevy like that. But Ryan, this has been awesome, man. I'm really glad we got to catch up today and spend some time hanging out. And
yeah, man,
been way too long, and hopefully we can do it again soon. Maybe bring the band on and debut some tunes or something or whatever. But
yeah, for sure, we'll get it set up.
Yeah, but this was fun chat, man. I'm really glad we made it happen, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for making the drive.
Yeah,
cool, man.
Thanks, buddy. Bye, everybody.
See ya.